Dubai, so we want to make sure that we are praying for them for their safety to Dubai and safe return. Um, but I didn't kind of meet Miss Nina. I kind of stalked her for a little bit, but it was a friendly stalking. All right. So if I can be honest with y'all tonight, do I have permission to be honest? All right. So I kind of stalked her a little bit because listen, when you see a person who is winning, when you see a team who is winning, when you see um, a movement that is winning, you want to be a part of that, right? You want to see what's going on. You want to be around that energy. So I was able to get in touch with her and get my team on her trainings. And here we are a few years later, a few companies later, and we're here with Super Patch. And I know you might have heard her story a little bit, but I want to share my side of why I am sold out for Super Patch right now. All right. So just like Miss Nina got a call from her sponsor, I need you to look at this. And she was like, no, I don't want to look at this. Well, that happened to me too. Miss Nina called a few of us and said, I need you to get on this Zoom, right? And I'm like, oh, I don't want to get on the Zoom. But we got on the Zoom. And how many out there are like, you're listening, but you're not listening, right? Did we do that to our parents when we were younger? We're listening, but we're not listening. And I already had my mind made up, right? Like whatever this is, I'm not doing it. I'm not interested because honestly, guys, I was just tired, right? Who's been there? You're just tired of it all. And so we actually were watching a 25-minute video and I'm like listening to it and I'm watching it and I'm like, but I already had my mind was already closed off. My husband actually, I had it loud enough where he was listening in the bedroom and he actually came out of the bedroom to sit down and watch the rest of the video. So now I'm looking like because he don't really get involved too much. I mean, company after company, he do what he gonna do, but he don't be involved like that. Like he came out and said, turn that around so I could see. So I'm like, okay. So I turn it around and he's watching it and I see his face. And I was like, well, maybe I need to pay more attention. Maybe something's going on that I'm not, not seeing. So he's like whispering, like, you need to listen to this. This is what he's telling me while the video is going. He said, we need to get some of them patches, So I'm like, okay, let me pay attention. Let me see what's going on. So fast forward, Miss Nina sent us some samples of the patches and we tried them on our family, we tried them on our friends, and they were working. People were in less pain, people were stronger, like so much was going on. Like it was actually working for everybody that we tried. So I was like, oh, I think we've got something here. But what sold me was my son, Kason. So Kason, he plays sports. So I started trying the patch devices on him while he's doing his sports and his teammates. Now they're already great athletes, but when they started to ask me for the patches because they could tell the difference in their athletic performance from wearing them, then I'm like, okay, we might have something here. And then I gave the patches to Kason when school started because he has a bet he don't focus, he be over here thinking about basketball practice and football practice. He don't be paying attention in school. So we tried the focus patches and the peace patches on Kason. And let me tell you, we are ending the first semester. And when I say out of 6 classes, he has 4 A's. All right. So that is an amazing testimony for me because he wasn't getting A's at first. And I'm gonna just be honest because it was just hard for him to focus and pay attention. I get home, like, what did y'all learn today? I don't know what's going on because the teachers don't communicate like they used to. But now he is focused and he is ready for the day every day. And so I'm sold out for Super Patch. And I want to share with you that you can be sold out too. So we're going to talk about all of that. But how Super Patch got started is our CEO, Jay Dollywall, had a prognosis of his mom with MS. And over 2 years, she was declining very quickly. And medicine after medicine, doctor after doctor, they just wasn't getting the results that they were looking for his mom. And he was like, oh no, my mom is not going to be going through this. So after $40 million of his own money, after 17 years of research and development, he has come up with a way to find signals in our brain to control systems in our body, all drug free. Can we get excited about drug free? Put drug free in the chat if we can get excited about that. Because I know that we are tired of all those medications and those side effects that come along with it. Unsure if we, even though we trust our doctors, we're unsure what a medicine is going to do with what we're already taking, right? It's just so much going on, and it's just so good to give people an alternative way to better their wellness and not have to worry about the side effects. So all that was back in 1983 when his mom got diagnosed, and fast forward now, she's thriving and living a great quality of life because her son came up with this device called the super patch. So I don't want to get all sciencey on you. What we're going to do is we're going to play a short 5-minute video so you can see the technology of the patches. You can see how they work drug free and the benefits for your body. Okay, so I hope you have your pen and paper out so that you can take notes. I'm going to share my screen here, and we are going to get this video started. All right, thumbs up if we can see and hear the video. We good? All right, awesome. I will be back.
On average, it covers about 21 square feet, bigger than a typical door frame. It comprises 15% of your body weight and contains 11 miles of blood vessels. I'm talking about the biggest organ in the human body, your skin. And now, the Super Patch Company is unlocking the superpowers of humans.
Recording in progress.
Your skin protects you from invaders like germs, helps you regulate your body temperature, and allows you to feel tactile sensations like hot, cold, rough, and soft. In fact, the Nobel Prize was awarded to a couple of doctors who unlocked the secrets of our body's sense of touch and temperature. Imagine you have a tiny team of workers inside your body. When your skin experiences something hot or cold, or something touches your skin, these workers send messages to your brain, telling you what's happening. They're called ion channels, and these sensors are the key to a new cutting-edge technology utilized by the Super Patch Company. This elegant and effective technology has gone through clinical studies, and the amazing results have been published in peer-reviewed science journals. And their benefits are game-changing. For example, let's talk about pain. The Freedom Super Patch focuses on pain management. Users of the patch reported a 72% reduction in pain within minutes, and the relief lasts for 24 hours. Here's how this amazing technology works. It's well known that our minds regulate our physiology. The autonomic nervous system and other neural networks, much like computer programs in our mind, control every aspect of our physical lives, from our heart and breathing rates to sleep and pain. But these networks can become dysfunctional or damaged due to factors like illness, stress, injury, or the environment. And when your neural networks stop working optimally, it can affect every aspect of your health. So to utilize these neural pathways, those ion channels, the Super Patch Company has been developing skin stimulation technology for more than 12 years. It's called Haptic Vibrotactile Trigger Technology, or VTT. Each super patch contains very fine ridges that stimulate receptors in your skin. Think of them as Braille for the brain. And the unique patterns of these ridges help reboot a specific neural program. When these ridges touch the skin, the stimulation starts instantly correcting those neural programs, essentially rewiring your brain. We're talking about life-changing benefits. For example, more than 50 million Americans have sleep disorders. And according to the National Institute of Health, insufficient sleep is estimated to have a negative annual impact on the U.S. economy of more than $400 billion. Studies have shown that people who wear the REM super patch for 2 weeks fall asleep 48% faster and get almost 25% more sleep at night. Every year, more than 36 million falls are reported among older Americans, and studies show that balance is the most reliable biomarker for longevity. In other words, if you have good balance and stability, the more likely you are to live longer. Studies on the Liberty Super Patch reveal that it can improve balance and stability by more than 30%. This is all done without drugs, electronic stimulation, or therapies. Most importantly, the patches are safe and easy to use. 100% drug and chemical free. No ingredients or supplements, and there are no contraindications or side effects. It's great to be active. It's even better to be proactive. The Super Patch, backed by research, proven by science.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, I love that video. It just explains it so well, so eloquently, and it gets right to the point, right? So if you hear how they work, we have a device that's helping our kids focus, have less anxiety, help with their aggression. We have a device that's helping mobile get more mobility. People are getting out of wheelchairs. People are throwing away their canes, putting them in different rooms, not needing them anymore. We have a device that's helping people get feeling back in their limbs who may not have had feeling for months, maybe even years. We have a device that is helping speech impediments and tremors in our body, and so much more. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to bring up my friend that's going to talk more about how these patches work cohesively together with their pathways in our brain and what they do and give us our benefits for our body. And she's going to bring up some awesome testimonies to share with us this evening. She's been in the medical profession for over 30 years, started as a pediatrician, and has navigated her way to a holistic wellness for all ages. All right, so Dr. Nicole Bramwell, she's in Florida too, y'all. So let's give her some snowflakes as she's coming to the screen. Are you here?
I have never felt so much dislike from you before, Dr. Dunn.
So,
But
all
I
right, take it
completely
away.
understand because it is now 52 degrees here. So
Yeah,
I am completely excited.
Please mute your lines out. Thank you.
make your brain over, it's all over again.
Mute your line, please. Thank you. Thank you so much. So I am so excited. You know, I get excited about these patches because I had a little bit different response to that video when I saw that video that Mrs. Morris sent to me. And I was completely excited of the possibilities. Did I know what we were actually going to see? No. And we still have just scratched the surface. So you all are at the right place at the right time. to get this information and to see what is going on with Super Patch. So what I'm going to do, yes, I've been a doctor for 30 plus years. It's like going into the 32nd year. We don't even want to talk about that. That's a very long time. And I want to give it up to my partner there, even though she was sending me snowflakes. I want to give it up to her because I think that you all don't realize how amazing an optometrist is. So you can see diseases through looking through the eyes. She is able to see a disease through the eyes. That is a pretty phenomenal level of skill and expertise and knowledge. So I want you to give it up to her. And she certainly saw what we are seeing now in Super Patch, and so she can't unsee it, right? So definitely, definitely. So let's talk about these patches. I'm also going to share a little bit about combining them because we are all about putting the patches together so that our brain can integrate these signals. This is phenomenal what is going on. And before I even get started, I'm going to tell you the answer before we end, right? The answer is, even if you don't understand what I say, please put on these patches. Please go on ahead and try these patches. But I am going to go through these so that you can understand that we have currently 13 devices that are FDA registered as devices, medical devices, to help us with different issues, okay? And this pattern, the pattern is that is on each one of them is specific to the symptoms that patch addresses. When we start putting them together and combining them, and yes, you can wear all 13 if you want to, and it's going to be amazing because there are no ingredients, no chemicals, no medications, nothing in there, and they are not going to interact with anything that you're taking as well. So let me say that again, they are not going to interact with anything that you are taking, okay? So we can partner them, and then you can work with your doctor on your medicines. So please don't go and say that Dr. Bramwell said for you to stop all your medicines right now and get on the patches. And I pray that that's actually what you're able to do, but we want to be wise about how we move forward, right? And we certainly have had people do that. So I'm going to start with the Freedom Patch. And you heard about pain being reduced by 72% in the people using the Freedom Patch. Do you know what that means? That's like 70% is like you have a pain at 10 and your pain goes down to a 3. That's pretty phenomenal. And it's very life-changing. So the Freedom Patch is for pain and inflammation. Don't forget about the inflammation part because the inflammation actually starts before the pain occurs. So if you have a condition, you have anything going on, symptoms that are pointing you to the direction that you have inflammation, still put on the Freedom Patch. You need to put that on. And pain, yes, any level pain, 5 and below, certainly with the Freedom Patch alone. However, remember, I told you we are about combining our patches together. And so I'm going to kind of skip the Victory Patch for now and go to our foundational patch, the Liberty Patch, which is kind of in the middle there. And that is our foundational patch because it helps with balance and stability. Increasing your balance and stability by over 30%. That's pretty tremendous. One of the ways that it does that, it actually evens out your non-dominant side to your dominant side immediately making you stronger, more balanced. More balance, better stability, longer life. Those things go together. Yes, balance and stability are the biomarkers, as you heard in the video, that equate to longevity. Okay, on an average, by literature, by science, by research, 4 to 5 years you're adding to your life. Who doesn't want to do that, especially when it's going to be better quality life, okay? The Liberty Patch also does what we call homeostasis of your autonomic nervous system. All that means is that it is creating complete balance and alignment of your involuntary nervous system so that everything else works better. And when we start adding those patches on, you add that Freedom Patch while you have on your Liberty Patch, you're probably going to get relief of pain that's higher than a 5. Okay, so very, very critical for you to be able to use the Liberty Patch. Everyone should use a Liberty Patch because all of us have a non-dominant side and all of us need our autonomic nervous system to be in balance and homeostasis. Okay, and then I'm going to go back to this Victory Patch because the Victory Patch has some overlap with the Liberty Patch. And so it does help some with balance, also agility. This is the one that's going to be worn by athletes, but also anyone doing any type of movement. It is good for recovery. I had an event this week. My one of my partners, her husband, they kind of overdid it at the gym. He had the biggest knot on his back. It was sore. It was hot. She put the freedom patch on. He got some relief. Let me tell you, he came. I put that victory patch on him. I put peace on there. And before he was lifting up a sign for us, a heavy sign, and what have he felt no pain, and it was all better. And actually, by the next day in church yesterday, that whole lump was gone. So we also put the defend on there so to increase blood flow. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about that, but this is what is happening. So that victory patch helped with that recovery, stop that building up of all that lactic acid and different things that happen when you're exercising and movement, but it also helps with neuropathy. Okay, so if you have a nerve type pain, not just neuropathy, but a nerve type pain, sciatica, anything like that, you want to put the victory patch on. It's going to help because it helps the nerves just kind of blend out and have better signaling with each other. Okay, so the victory patch is phenomenal. You want to use the victory patch as well in those instances. And we can combine all three of those patches, the freedom, the victory, and the liberty, so that you get really, really good coverage, especially if you got a chronic pain issue, that type of thing, or chronic issues in general, then you want to use at least those three. Then we've got the Ignite patch, which it just warms my heart as the Ignite patch, because now the clients that come to me wanting to release weight, I say, you're going to be able to do that, and you're going to be successful even before you do anything else that I tell you to do, because they're going to peel and stick that Ignite patch on, and it's going to burn up to 500 calories at rest. And so many of my clients, I have them start out actually not exercising. If they haven't been exercising, don't start now when I'm trying to change your diet. Put that patch on so they don't even have to worry, because now they're going to burn extra calories already. It raises your basal metabolic rate. That is amazing. That overcomes that whole thing about trying to have willpower and all of that as you're able to change your habits going forward. The Joy patch, had to use that a couple of times the couple of weeks. Just needed it. It's a little bit of a rough time. It's a time stuff with my mom and what have you. And so I use that Joy patch. Believe me, it has helped me so immensely. And it's helped so many people with lifting their mood when they've had grieving episodes, or all of us go through periods of sadness, or just waking up on the wrong side of the bed. You ever woke up on the wrong side of the bed? Show me in the chat who has woken up on the wrong side of the bed just this week, seeing that this is just now Monday. Just show me. Show me a 1 in the chat. You woke up this week having on the wrong side of the bed. Oh, I see the ones coming through. Okay. All right. So we want to use the Joy patch, and definitely we can partner it with the Peace patch. The Peace patch is my favorite patch because it helps with stress and anxiety. You can manifest stress and it doesn't have to show on the outside, but I guarantee you that your body's still having reactions on the inside that need to be tended to, and the Peace patch allows you to do that. All right. And then it also quiets the nerves. So when you're under stress for long periods of time, which all of us have been, because there's just been crazy stuff going on in our world, right? Whether it be personal world and world at large, then it will quiet those nerves so that actually they can work together and be synchronous rather than firing in an out of sync way and just doing crazy stuff. You want them to work together so that your body can get the proper signals at the right timing. So I love the Peace patch. The Lumi patch, this is for skin. Everybody goes to sleep on this Lumi patch. Let me tell you, just like you heard, the skin is 15% of your body weight. It is 11 miles on your body. 11 miles if you got all stretched out. That means that it's important. It is your first defense against any infection and things outside. Temperature, the people that really do have snowflakes over there. But also heat. So it gets hot over here. Definitely protection. So you want your skin to be in good condition. Anything with redness, flakiness, dryness, a break in the skin, this is going to help your skin be more radiant. If your skin is more radiant, that means that it's healthier and it's in better condition. And so you want to use the Lumi patch as well. I love the Lumi patch. Defend is my second favorite because I have not taken Zyrtec. I think it's like 4 or 5 months now. I don't know. I stopped counting because I don't have to take it. But anyway, I put on my Defend patch. It helps with allergies, but it is for your immune system. And yes, allergies are affected by your immune system. That's actually in the same realm there. But also it's wintertime, and you people with the snowflakes over there in the cold weather, you have germs that are floating around. Actually, here in the warm weather, our germs actually stay around longer because they don't know when to leave. It doesn't change. The temperature doesn't change, so they don't leave. So we have to wear our Defend patch as well. And also for blood flow. But blood flow. So if you have high blood pressure, if you have a poor circulation, anything that you need to clear, you have swelling that occurs. I get swelling in my feet with traveling, especially on the plane after sitting there for a while. Guess what? I just put a Defend patch on each foot and I have not had to worry about that. So then I can wear my little fly shoes when I get to where I'm going because my feet are not swollen. Okay. And then the focus patch, that's to help you to focus. You heard Dr. Dunn talk about her son. That is amazing. And I know there are plenty of you out there wanting that for your children as well. It's a big struggle. I was a pediatrician for 20 years, and I saw a lot of kids and a lot of families struggle with ADHD, but other focus, like at work, if you have a high load of work and what have you, it's hard for you to focus because after a while, you don't know what to do. And if you got a boss that's not really, then that makes focusing even harder. So how about you put on the peace patch and the focus patch, okay? And that's gonna help you be more productive, but also when you have better focus, you also have better memory. And so the focus patch helps with memory as well. We've got the rocket patch, which is for sexual health. Gentlemen, this was created for you. However, the ladies get to use it too. So gentlemen, depending on your age, if you're, what is it, 30s to 40s, you got to wear it like for 1 week. If you're 40, you got to wear it for 2 weeks. And if you're 50 and over, you got to wear it for 3 weeks to get significant result. However, some people do see results before that. Ladies, you're able to use the rocket patch when you have perimenopause. Perimenopause actually starts 8 to 10 years before menopause, ladies. So you can wear the rocket patch for a very long time, okay? And then also during menopause and postmenopause. But also our young ladies that still have their cycle and what have you, it is helping with the hormonal balance so that all those feelings of discomfort, bloating, achiness, all of that, cramping actually improves. And putting that with the freedom patch and the peace patch definitely is like magic for either one of those conditions. And gentlemen, when you're wearing the rocket patch, maybe you want to wear the boost patch, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, and also the Defend with the increased blood flow. All right. And we're grown-ups here, so we can talk about that kind of stuff. And here, Kick It patch, we're going to put that with the Ignite patch. Kick It is for kicking any habits, okay? Not just drinking, not just hard drugs, although it is helping people even that have been on hard drugs. And that's testimonials. We're not making any medical claims for any of our devices. However, our testimonials are amazing. And so the Kick It will help you nail biting, negative thinking. You want to put that on and put the joy patch on so that helps you, okay, and the peace patch. So we want to combine them so that we cover all the bases of what's going on with us, right? And so I love the Kick It patch, and definitely if you're wearing the Ignite patch, you want to wear the Kick It patch. And then REM, you heard, you can fall asleep 48% faster after 2 weeks of wearing it. And some people are actually experiencing that their first night of putting the REM patch on, okay? So, and then also staying asleep 25% longer. That can make a big difference. 1 to 2 hours added to your sleep because you're actually supposed to get about 7 to 8 hours of sleep. If you're not, guess what? You start to put on weight. You start to be grumpy the next day. You're not happy. You eat more. Lots of things happen in response to not getting good sleep, okay? Poor sleep makes everything else worse. All right. And then we've got the boost patch, which is our energy, clean energy, no caffeine. Go ahead and put it with the Kick It patch so that you can get off that caffeine. Stop depending on all those monster drinks. Those things are destroying your heart. So stop drinking them. Not good for you. All right. But the boost patch, and you can put it with the victory as well, as I spoke of earlier, so that you can have energy and increased performance. That victory gives you increased performance too. So I forgot to tell you that. But anyway, phenomenal. We have 2 more patches coming out in a couple of weeks. We are completely stoked about that. We can't even wait. I don't know how we're keeping in our skin in order to meet that. But the Zen patch is the patch for memory and cognitive function. This is extremely important because all of us know someone that has memory issues. All of us know someone that their cognitive function is declining. And that's actually not only elderly people, it's our athletes that have had lots of head hits. So for post-concussive syndrome and all of that kind of stuff, we want to use that patch with those folks. We are not making any medical claims. However, we are totally excited about that and can't wait. And then our other patch that's coming out is a nausea, motion sickness patch. Those of you that won't go on a cruise, haven't been on a cruise, have not enjoyed a cruise, now you can go, and it doesn't have any medication, so you can actually enjoy the cruise because you'll be awake for it rather than asleep with that Dramamine patch on. Okay, so we can't wait to share that with you. You better talk to the person who brought you here in order to find out about what we're doing to share that when we go to conference in Las Vegas in just a couple of weeks, right? But now, okay, I told you all of that, but you have got to hear our testimonials, okay? Because the testimonials top anything that I can tell you or say to you. All right, Dr. Dunn shared with you, we have people that got feeling back after not having feeling for a year. People that are walking, they're throwing away the canes, they're spinning the canes, they're tucking it under their arm, underneath their arm. They don't even know where they left the cane the last time because they've been moving so fast. I've seen people move faster on their walkers, just forgetting that they couldn't move fast a few minutes before wearing the patches. So we're excited. So I'm going to bring up Jaquita Jackson. Are you there? Just go ahead.
Yes.
And oh,
yes,
good. Awesome. Can you find her for me? There
yes,
you are.
I'm
Hey,
here.
beautiful. How are you? Good to
I'm
see
good. You said my name right the first time, Jaquetta.
you. Oh, Jaquetta? Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. I had it. Well, go ahead and share your phenomenal testimonial with us. I see you already armed up with those with your patches there.
Yes. So before I gave my testimony of my daughter, who deals with hyperactivity, she was in focusing class and she has an IEP. So they said she has a mild intellectual disability, but for the past 3 weeks, I've been using this combination with her: the peace, the focus, liberty, and defend on her. And let me tell y'all, she responds quicker than she normally do. Normally when I talk to her one time, I have to repeat myself, but she would think and say, "Oh, you know what? Yeah, I don't supposed to do that." So that's really been helping. The peace one helps a lot when she just so out off the chain. When she stimulates, she just off the chain. So I would slap the peace on. But the focus I've been putting on her for school now, with this focus patch, with this combination anyway, the whole combination, my daughter start remembering her sight words, things that she cannot remember. She's 10 years old, and she start remembering her sight words. So what I do now is I started first just allowing it to kick in. So last week I started giving her 4 sight words a week. So I'm just starting to pile up her sight words, and she started to remember her sight words. So that's a good thing. She made an 80 on a test in her class, so that's another thing where she asked for help and she did it by herself. So the teacher said she did it by herself. So that's great. These patches are working. I also use the freedom patch when I have a little pain here and there, and the pain go away within 20 minutes on my hip. But let me tell you, these patches has helped me so much. I could take her to the store without her showing out in front of the whole crowd, because that was one of the things that I used to feel embarrassed about, just taking her to the store. I used to hate taking her to the store, but let me tell you, this combination, if you know anybody that need this combination for their children, for focus in school, this is the combination: liberty, peace, focus, and defend. Thank you for giving me that. That's the update from the last time. Let me tell you, these peace patches, focus patches, they're working. And I pray that y'all send it out and share it with somebody else.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I do remember when you shared your testimonial first, that was phenomenal. And it sounds like just continuing to improve. And that's what this is about. You got to continue to use the patches so that the brain continues to have a chance to rewire what was happening before and make it better and better. So now this young lady is actually meeting her potential and catching up, sounds like, which I love hearing, because can't wait to hear like a couple months from now, like what she's doing, by the time the school year is out. So thank you so much, DeQuetta. And let's see, I've got Tina Younger, who's also going to come up. Miss Tina, are you there?
Hi, yes, I'm here.
Awesome. We're picking up on everybody quick today. Yeah, let's go. All right, Miss Tina, go ahead and share your testimonial, please.
Yes, so I'm sorry if you hear a little noise in the background. That's just my family having card night. But one of the things that started me was I could barely walk. I am 56. I have a 16-year-old, and keeping up with him and his activities, that's a lot. But I had started being in pain every single day, all day long. So with the pain comes mood swings. With the pain comes, you don't want to be bothered. With the pain comes depression. So I kept going to doctor after doctor after doctor. And what they were telling me was there was nothing wrong. I was a diabetic, but then I'm no longer that. But I could not find out why I was feeling the way I felt. So all day long in chronic pain. And my last visit to the doctor, she gave me some pills, and I never filled the prescription because I'm like, I'm not going to take any more pills. I'm tired. Y'all not finding out what's wrong with me or anything. So I let the prescription stay there for like 3 weeks. And finally, I'm just like, when it's all else failed, you're like giving in, but I didn't want to, but I did. And I took one pill, and I'm not going to call the name, but the side effects were crazy. And I just prayed one night. I said, God, if you get this out my system and show me a different way, I'll obey. And I had been introduced to this last year, excuse me, but you really don't think, and you're like, oh yeah, just something else. But I had gotten to the point where when I walk, I started bending over. And my husband noticed, my mother noticed, and my mother is 70 something, and she walks upright and I'm bending over. And she's like, something's wrong, but it just all piles on you. The weight, the heaviness, the pain. And pain is a sign that something's going on in your body. It's not normal to be in pain. So the thing about it was I took that medicine and it got on my system. So I got on the phone with Tedra, and I talked to her, and I was like, those patches? I think I want to try it now. I ordered the patches. I think it was like the 1st of January, the end of December. My husband went out to run an errand one Saturday. It was about 9:30. He heard me upstairs. He thought it was my son. He heard me upstairs yelling in pain, could barely get out the bed, could barely move. I was just in pain. When he left, the doorbell rang. These patches showed up. I was on the phone with my girlfriend. At 10:15, y'all, I put on Liberty and Freedom. At 10:32, my girlfriend saw me because I put it on FaceTime. I was running around the house. She was like, wait a minute. What's that you got going on? She looked at me and she ordered some the next day. I ain't even tell her about it. All she saw was the results of her friend. And on and the following Sunday, we were in church. I looked behind. We danced together because we knew we could not be dancing a week ago. Now she has them. Now I have other members in my church having them, because I feel like this: if we're going to do the work of the kingdom, we got to be in good shape. We got to be in good health. And if I can take all these drugs or all these side effects that we don't know what's going to happen, then God has given me a path to take something that's non-invasive. It doesn't have drugs, side effects, and I can share with the world. So I'm here for the long haul. I'm 100% in it to win it. And I just want to share with others the goodness of God, because he puts these things here for us, and we just got to take advantage of it. And that's my testimony. Now I run around all the time.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. From being bent over to running around. Now that's the difference. Yay, yay, yay. That's awesome. Awesome. So thank you so much for sharing that, Ms. Tina. And so let's see if my friend is on here. Harriet, are you on? Harriet, did you make it? If you're on here, go ahead and speak up. All right, she may not have been able to get out of her other appointment, so we'll set her up for next week. But we thank you. Those are phenomenal testimonials. And so, what it makes me think of, everybody, we're still in January, right? So we say that we want to be healthier, we want to make more money, and we want to get closer to God, right? Those are the three top things that occur. And here as Super Patch, all those things are answered without making you worse, without putting you against what you want to do. And I think that that is phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal that we get to answer all the New Year's resolutions in one shot on here. And so, we want to share with you how you can get your hands on these patches, because Miss Tina already told you she called somebody, and well, she didn't even have to call her. She called her friend called her, and she got the patches right away, right? And so you can start off several ways. You can start off as a customer, and we love our customers, so don't get that twisted at all. You can start off as a customer. You would get back to the person that invited you here to this Zoom and get their link, and you can go on and you can actually get up to 47% off of your first order. So you want to go ahead and make that order good, right? You get all the patches that I talked about combining. Don't just get one. Go ahead and address all your issues at one time. It is so much better, as you heard. You heard Jaquetta actually talk about that as well, combining the patches to get the best effect. And also, as a customer, you can earn customer credits. You can earn 30 credits as people actually purchase from your customer link. So yes, as a customer, you actually get your own link that you can share with people. And that is exciting, right? But I know by now, because we had 382 people on here, that there are people excited. They see this vision. They want to help us patch 1 million and get this word out, because we're getting in as many households as possible. I saw someone put in the chat that Ms. Nina went to their house after 10 p.m. after they saw a video and got her patched. And so that's what we're doing. We want to get these patches in your hands, on your bodies, so that your wellness can reach its heights. So let me tell you, if you want to join us in doing that, we have 4 ways. And Dr. Dunn's going to share with us at least one of those ways, those 4 ways. But we start out with a very nice pack. And Dr. Dunn, you want to tell them about?
Yes, yes. Everybody, just drop in the chat. Y'all know my favorite pack, right? Y'all just put in the chat, all my associate friends out there, what is my favorite pack? So my favorite pack is the Flex 40. Now, we don't even have to talk about a lot right now because Miss Tina really just closed the Zoom out for us. Like we really could have got off. But that's what we want to do. Her friend saw her running around the house when she started out just bending over and walking. And she was like, oh, I need some too. We have to have patches so that we can patch everyone that we know so they can have their own experience, right? So the Flex 40 is my favorite pack because you can customize this pack. You get 40 packs of patches for just $14.99. All right, $1,400, $14.99. So not $14. 1,400. All right. So $14.99 for 40 packs of patches. That's an amazing deal. And you are able to be in on our mission of patching 1 million people. That's what we are trying to do right now, is get 1 million people patched. Share our experiences with other people. All right. So Flex 40, then you can go down to the $7.99 pack. You get about 17 packs of patches there, but it's not customizable. Whatever they give you is what you're going to get with that pack. And then we have our $2.99 pack, where I think that's Liberty and Freedom. You get about 6 packs total there. All right. So if you have a network of people that are in pain and don't have good stability and mobility, that would probably be a good pack for you if you're not able to do the other packs. But we also have the no excuse way. All right. You can get in for $1. All right. So right now you probably got a week left. You can get in for $1. All right. And then the person that you get the link from will show you how to log back in, because that $1 is not going to get you any patches. So you want to log back in so that you're able to get our super pack, 4 packs of patches, but you're only paying for 3. So you can get in for the $1 and then get that super patch pack for yourself. So guys, there's really no convincing. I mean, you just really have to decide if you want to become a part of this movement by being a customer or a business partner. But this is what I suggest, because next week we're going to Vegas and to our conference, and we are getting so many new upgrades and resources to help us with our business. I feel like we have so much already just with the 13 patches that we have. We are blessed to be able to cover up to 85% of issues that people go to the doctors with, just in the different combinations that we can provide for our customers. But we're going to get those 2 additional, so we'll have 15 packs of patches. The company is just 3 years old, guys. All right. So we are doing phenomenal, but we have such a great value to give to people, where like I'll be 44 this year, and I'm not on medications yet, but I'm wearing these patches so I don't have to get on none. Right. So if you're in a preventative mode, or maybe you're able to give the gift of patches to the other people so they can remember who they were before they were in all that pain, or before they had all the issues that they have going on. So we can give people hope and their quality of life back. We have a way to do that, an alternative way, so they don't have to be afraid of their wellness. They can actually go in and be excited and ready. All right. So they can become the best version of themselves. So get the link from whoever invited you here. Get in position, however you see that you can do to get started. Do it tonight. All right. We've got just a few days left in the month, so you want to get in now, before we head to Vegas. I'm telling you right now, you want to get in now. All right. You want to get in now. So I appreciate all of you for getting on. Welcome to all of our guests. Thank you, Mrs. Moore, for allowing us to serve the team on this evening. Dr. Branwell, do you have anything, or we good for
Get
Chris
those
to
patches. Let me
get
tell
the
you.
passions?
Yeah, get the patches, get the patches, get the patches. That's the best that I could tell you, because even your $14.99 pack is going to run out so fast when you help so
It
many
is.
people. So it's the one to get, and come on, join us. We're having
Sure.
a